Yo, it is a morning. And I'm not even going to necessarily say good morning because I don't know if this is a good morning or not. But I do know it is another monumental day in the sport of Formula One that Christian Horner has been sacked, is leaving Red Bull Racing. The 20 some odd years, close to that, with Red Bull are in the sport. He's out of there. He is out of there. And I'm going to say this. I don't give two shits. I do not give two shits. I am glad he's leaving. I'm glad they sacked him. But I am going to tell you this. I don't think, I've told you all this before. I've told you this before. Bad people can do good things for the wrong reasons. What's going on, Mary Bean in the chat? What's going on, Zitro? Bad people can make decisions that seem like good decisions for the wrong reasons. And what do I mean when I say that? Why is it now that Red Bull have decided to sack Christian Horner is a very good question. That's a very good question. That's a question to consider, and that's a question to ask yourself. Why is it now that they have decided to do this? Because this guy is accused, or we know, it's not even accused, we know that he was sexually harassing an employee. We know that this happened. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. We know that the team took a decline when this news came out. We knew that following that decline, following that situation coming out into the public, the sexting messages coming out into the public, this woman that was harassed internally, and Red Bull did some very underhanded things with trying to handle that, right? Red Bull should have brought somebody from the outside to litigate and to really look into this situation and find out everything. We know, okay, he went through and Christian Horner was found released, but was he really? Was he really? This stunk of just pure cover it up, put the woman behind the curtain, put the man ahead, and let's just make it all good. It stunk. So guess what? I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I'm not about domestic violence. I have daughters. I do not care. I have no feelings at all for this man to be fired. And should he be? Hell yeah, but he should have been fired a long time ago. Should have been fired a long time ago. And what I find most interesting is now it's being done during this 2-week period. What a coincidence, right? What a coincidence. 2 weeks. We got 2 weeks to put this out. Red Bull do an awesome job. They do an awesome job at their PR cover-ups, with their PR announcement, at their release. We need to get this done as soon as possible. We've got a full 2 weeks to try to make something else happen, to smooth it over, kind of die down. We know we're going to answer questions about this in Spa. It's going to come up. We're going to get all of that. But we do have 2 weeks to try to cover it up. Did Red Bull perhaps get a whiff that there is a legal situation that is about to blow up on Christian Horner and decide we can't deal with that? We don't want to deal with it. We got to cut him loose. Maybe they know. Maybe Red Bull know that there is a big, nice legal bomb about to drop on Christian Horner's lap, and they decided to cut bait and run. He'll handle that by himself. We already know that Jos Verstappen had already been jockeying for a position for Christian Horner to be let go, to be put outside of the team. We already heard where there's smoke, there's fire. We had already heard about Max Verstappen not wanting to perform well there, or wanting him gone out of the team. We already heard all of these rumblings about all of this situation as far as Christian Horner wanting Christian Horner to be pushed outside of the team. For Christian Horner not to have as much power and authority inside of the team. This is something that we know. This is something that was consistently being heard. This is something that was consistently being talked about. And you all know where there is smoke, there is fire. And I hope Checo Perez is somewhere laughing about this. I hope Checo Perez is somewhere laughing about this and saying the chickens are coming home to roost. And I hope he's absolutely enjoying it. I hope he's absolutely enjoying it. You want to know why? Because Checo says, you know what? Y'all fired me, said I was the problem. Well, guess what? The car's a bigger problem than you thought. And I hope there aren't, you know what? I can hope, but I know there's going to be outlets out there that are going to be defending Christian Horner to some degree about this situation and about his position in Formula One. And this is what I'm going to tell you all. Unfortunately, I do not think Christian Horner is done in the sport of Formula One. And let me tell you why. I don't think he's done in the sport of Formula One. Christian Horner being let go and fired by Red Bull is much like a police officer that has brutally abused a citizen, that has overused his power, that has killed a citizen in the public eye, being fired from one precinct, but still yet able to be hired by another precinct. I think if you're a police officer and you do something this way, police is police, precincts are precincts, regardless of where they are, you can no longer be an officer. You cannot go sexually assault a woman and be fired from one precinct and then be hired here. You should not have 10 to 12 complaints, legitimate, valid complaints about your service and duty in the public, but still get a job in another police department. You should not be able to kill a citizen. We all saw it. We knew it was wrong. Some way they let you have paid leave off. They fired you anyway, and then we'll pick you up. But I'm going to tell you something. Formula One has proven that they likely are like that. Sylvia Witt Kelly putting her name in the pot for the Formula One trading cars says Horner and Joss had a big argument this weekend. There we go. That's what I'm getting to. It's going in. It is going in. And this is what else I'm going to say. I don't think it's his last stint with a Formula One team. This is the sad thing. But I'm going to give you an example of why I don't think it's over. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know if it's going to take years, seasons. I don't know if it's going to be weeks, because we already know that there's smoke about Ferrari being interested in Christian Horner, and they know all of this. But is not Flavio Briatore back on the Formula One property? Is he not back in a Formula One team? Is he not back on a paddock? Flavio, a person that represents one of the biggest situations in Formula One that is of the least integrity and character. He cheated, a scandal, a ploy, a whole masquerade of an act to tilt the scales of a championship season. Flavio Briatore did this. He's back with the team. He's back in Formula One. He was supposedly banned. Don't think for one moment that Formula One all of a sudden have character and integrity, that they're going to keep somebody out of the sport because of their stained lineage past. Hey, Gary Kelsey says, I wonder if Josh Ford on board with getting Horner out. Ford were very vocal about their displeasure with the scandal and investigation. Maybe. But guess what? That's a very good point, right? That's a very good point. That's a very big partnership that is with Red Bull coming into the next season in a very big regulation era. That is a very good point, Gary. It very well may be that Ford said, hey, you got to make this happen by a certain time. If we're going to do this, and this is going to be the deal, then this is part of the deal. We don't want to be attached to that. We got Ford is a very big brand, whether you like Ford or Chevy or GM or not. Ford is a very big brand. They are iconically known for the Mustang, the F-150, the Lightning, the GT40. They're known, okay? We don't want to be associated with that during our run of a championship season. And I got a poll. This should be 100%. It should be 100%, but you never know. We might have some trolls in here. So yeah, that very well may be. And even with that being the case, here it is. Ferrari were interested in Christian Horner. That's crazy to me. You're going to have the GOAT in Lewis Hamilton in your team, and you're going to consider, even have it supposedly out there that you're interested in Christian Horner. Listen, I get it. Christian Horner is known as a shrewd operator. Christian Horner will go to bat for whomever is on his team and attack whomever is not. And we already know Christian Horner has said some very disrespectful things towards Lewis Hamilton. Christian Horner will put in amounts of protest and appeal in ways that we felt other teams should have, in ways that we felt Toto should have, in ways that we probably feel Fred Vasseur should have, in ways that we probably feel, no, it's not Zach Brown. He would have never put a protest in against Max Verstappen that would have led to Max. So I'm going to stop right there. I get it. But let me let you know what I don't get. I don't get somebody of this character integrity, somebody that has done these things. I don't get letting them have a job and just erasing all that for the sheer sake of performance. I'm not with that. And if Ferrari choose to make this decision, if we find out that Ferrari will bring Christian Horner in, I'm going to tell you the house is on fire and the devil is sitting in the seat. The house is on fire and the devil is sitting in the seat. Gary says, no way GMCOs is sign off on Christian Horner. I hope not. I hope not. I don't think GM would sign off on it either, but we got to worry about Ferrari. If Ferrari do this, the red and the F in Ferrari will stand more than F, and it will stand for more than red Scarlet Car. It will stand for the house is on fire. It will legitimately be over for a lot of Ferrari's fans and spectators and supporters. And Lewis Hamilton? Are you shitting me? Lewis Hamilton is not going to be comfortable with that. He is not going to be okay with that. And if Ferrari are willing to cause that much of a rift in their team for trying to perform, well, I got to wonder what kind of damn plan you might have had anyway. It seems to me that you might have lied to Lewis Hamilton about your capabilities, about what you were able to accomplish, about what you were really going to be able to do, and you right now would be scrambling for anything. I do not want to see, because me saying better not means I should have some type of leverage in Ferrari making decisions, and I don't. I do not want to see Fred Vasseur pushed out for Christian Horner to come in. That is not a good swap to me. That's not a good swap to me. I'm not on board with that. And I'm going to tell you right now, if Christian Horner ends up Ferrari, I know Lewis Hamilton is there, but I'm hoping they fail. I would hope that Ferrari would fail so the continued failure of Christian Horner leaving Red Bull, joining Ferrari, would penalize two teams. I hope that Ferrari would be penalized for making such a heinous decision. Incredible Facts Quest says, yo, Jay, what a breaking news morning. It is a breaking news morning, but it also could be a very sad morning. It could be a very sad morning. To follow this news, 20 years at the helm, and I get it, he's been successful, but I got to ask you all another question. Has he been successful because he was privileged enough to have Adrian Newey design these cars? And I get it. There's some controversy out there. Mary Beanie, I speak about it all the time in Wolves Den. She brings it up that Adrian Newey is also affiliated with these blips in Red Bull's history that we talk about. Illegal cars, asymmetric braking. Now, I will tell you this. Adrian Newey is not on every development of the car. He's an aerodynamicist. That's his main function, of finding parts and body parts to work together through the air, getting you a good, clean car that has downforce and you won't get porpoising. He's also involved in other areas of the car. It's not 100% that Adrian Newey designed and installed and said asymmetric braking was going to be part of it, but I'd be damned if I don't agree with the point that you had to know about it. You had to know about it. I doubt Adrian Newey, you didn't know about it. You had to know, even if it wasn't your plan, even if it wasn't your idea, you had to know, because it's important for you to know how this car is going to function, because you got to design parts for a car that's got to function that way. So yeah, he's not totally free and clear of that. Adrian Newey's not totally free and clear, but that also tell you this. Adrian Newey wasn't happy with the situation with Christian Horner that happened with this young lady. He was not pleased about that. Did we not hear about Adrian Newey dipping after that came out? Yes, we did. I made the graph showing you, I made several points last season telling you all why I felt Red Bull was not going to be a top performer this coming up season, and I've been absolutely right. The Wolfpack family has been absolutely right, and we have not seen any of those trolls come back into the live chat and say, you know what? I don't like you, Jay. I don't like your content. I don't like your Wolfpack fam. But I be damned, y'all were 100% right about the forecasting of Red Bull coming into 2025. Keep it a buck. I talked about all these situations. You can at least come in and say, damn, you showed a graph, you made a graph, and you was right. Did I not tell y'all? Did we not say it? I told you all. Christian Horner's news. Red Bull dropped in performance. The team dropped in performance. After that, Adrian Newey in China announces that I am dipping. The team takes a very drastic drop in performance. The next thing that came out was technical regulations of asymmetric braking because of Max Verstappen's brake blowout, and the team takes a big dip in performance, and they never return back to their main line. They never return back to any level that Red Bull dropped off. They never return back to that high. In the stock market, that's what we call a failed test. That's a failed test. I made several different aspects that were clearly obvious and told people Red Bull's season is not going to be great next season. And you know what they called me? They said tinfoil cap, bro. Tinfoil cap, you're wrong. You're wrong, Jay. You're biased, Jay. That's not right. That's not. What are you talking about? It's not right. All I did was take factual events, plug them into a literal graph, with performance-based numbers, and it showed me that there is a consistent downward trend every time one of these situations took place. That is a direct correlation. Call me what you want. I don't get on here all the time talking techie, talking everything all upright so people can say, oh, he's a good young lad. He's going to say all the right things. He's going to be on board with all the F1 bullshit. He's going to make sure he doesn't out us. No, that's not what I'm about here at this channel. Trust me, I can get very in-depth. I can get very technical. I can do all of that other shit. It's not what I feel like doing. It's not my vibe. My vibe is to keep it real. To talk about the points other channels don't want to talk about in a way they're scared to talk about it because they're scared about their opportunities not ever being offered, scared about their opportunities being taken away, scared about their privileges and their ability and their access being taken away. I don't give a shit. They're never going to accept it. And that's what it is because guess what? They don't want to hear the blind, ugly truth sometimes. They don't want somebody telling you the things that they don't want you being told because they don't want you to consistently be stuck on them. They want you to see them, lose them, leave them, and just think that we're all good here. We're not all good here. It's not all good here. Formula One, you are to blame too. Formula One, you are to blame too. I don't recall you coming out and saying the actions of Christian Horner a long period with this coming out is not behavior that we should accept, nor will we accept. Red Bull Racing, you have this amount of time to decide what you're going to do with your team because somebody that is in Formula One acting this way should not be allowed. But we know that's not the case because Flavio Brigatore is back. Christian Horner may be back. So we do know Mikey's is going to replace Christian Horner. And you know what else I'm going to say right here? I'm not going to say it right here. I'm going to wait. I'm going to let that stand for another video, but a comparison that will give you some clue about what I will talk about. No, forget that. I'm not going to waste my time making another video about that. I'm going to talk about it right now. I'm going to tell you right now. Adrian Newey left. Adrian Newey talked about leaving. Adrian Newey stopped being involved in development. And Adrian Newey told Red Bull what may happen if you continue this direction of development. And guess what? I be damned, it happened. So it takes a team. It does take a team. Takes design, takes a team principle, takes a very good driver, and you can have a championship winning team. And I also told you all, where y'all when y'all said, hey, Jay, it looks like you was right. Did I not say 2 seasons ago, Red Bull has not proven to me that they can string a solid group of wins together for more than 4 consecutive, as they already did with Sebastian Vettel? I said that, right? Did I not say that I don't think Max Verstappen is the type of driver that can actually do what Lewis Hamilton did with less and do more? Did I say that? Is that not what we're seeing right now? Matter of fact, Max Verstappen still got more than Lewis Hamilton had the 3 poor, desolate bullshit seasons where Mercedes built on some pipe dream. And he's got more than that. Is he leading in the championship? Now we have a situation like in football. You recruit and you draft a top 5 starting star quarterback, right? And the coach has to be on board with it. But let's just say the quarterback's performance after 4 seasons starts declining. I'm going to tell you right now, the star players tend to stay a bit longer than the coach. And some teams that start having disarray and conflict, the coach usually is the first to go, not the star players. They have the multi-million-dollar contracts extending for years. Christian Horner's the coach. Max Verstappen's the star quarterback. Well, I can tell you this. Without performance, tolerance for bullshit is low. And your tolerance for Christian Horner just ran out because you want to know why? They're not winning. They're not winning the races that they thought they should be winning. They're not winning. Max Verstappen is not able to do in a situation that seems treacherous what he once was able to do. So either Christian Horner can't get it out of him or Max Verstappen just can't do it. But I'm going to tell you right now, the first thing we're going to do, we're not letting go of Max Verstappen. We're going to let go of the coach. It's going to be harder for us to find another top performing quarterback than it is for us to get rid of a coach because we can find a bunch of other coaches and hope that just maybe he can have a connection and he can reignite that player. There's your GOAT. There's your GOAT's performance right there. He's getting his coach fired. That's another way you can look at this. Your player, your quarterback is getting your coach fired. All the crying on the radio, all the parents coming into the locker room, arguing with the coach, putting out all these posts, meeting with Toto Wolff, showing that he's willing to take his son to another team. Max Verstappen crying and cussing on the radio about the car. It's never about him. Christian Horner, this on your lap. And we already got a situation on you that doesn't look good for us. You know what? Let's cut ties with Christian Horner. Maybe it is this. Maybe if we fire Christian Horner, Max Verstappen will feel better. His dad will feel better. We'll rub them both on their bum and make them feel good and pat them on their back, and maybe the performance will return. Well, I'm going to tell you, I don't think so. But if it happens, hey, I'm okay. I'm willing to be wrong. I'm just saying I don't think so. I'm not saying it's a definite, but I'm saying I don't think it's going to happen. If anything, I think this might make the team worse. Unless Christian Horner was that much of a cancer in Red Bull, this team will not get effectively better all of a sudden. Now, if Christian Horner is that, Incredible Facts question, the Super Chat says, the FIA has done this to shake up the F1 landscape by allowing a drinks company to have crazy power, plus having an ex-F1 driver head of the FIA. Yo, bro. Big points right there, bro. Big points for you right there, bro. That's a very good. Hey, you know what? Spoiled, petulant children typically have a crashing out. You wanted to make a great white hype because you didn't like the face of Formula One being led by a black man. The GOAT being referred to as is a black man. You know what you did? You cheated for him in 2021. They breached the cost cap. You didn't penalize them accordingly because it was supposed to have teeth. And I'll tell you, if that was teeth on the cost cap breach, that was teeth made out of gummy bears and soft gums. I told you all that. Then asymmetric braking, didn't really out them on that. And we all pretty much know it was them. This is what happens when you build a house out of shit. It stinks. And eventually when the sun comes out, it starts deteriorating and falling apart. And this is what you have. And I'm telling you, the RB stands for real bullshit. RB stands for real bullshit. And I'm happy to see Christian Horner go, but I'm telling you, this is not enough. We got Darker in the house saying corporate politics where the drivers are the team stocks on a sliding scale based on performance. Another one. Solid. Solid. This is not enough for me, though, y'all. This is not enough for me. Christian Horner, I need to see you have your day in the public eye of embarrassment and the scarlet letter A on your forehead for what you have done to this woman. For you being part of the big good old boys club and them protecting you, I need to see you ran through them streets, bro. I need to see, you ain't my bro. I need to see you ran through them streets. You little, what we call a little troll. Mary Beanie calls him the little troll. I'm trying to tell you. I don't want to see it stop here. Christian Horner need to, hey, Keep on. Because when you do these type of things, you should get these type. 73% people said yes and 27 said no. Got to be some trolls. Got to be some trolls. I got to hear why 27% of people said Christian Horner do not agree with him being fired. I really need to see y'all light it up in the super chat. I need to understand why you feel that way. I'm not saying you don't have a right to feel that way. I'm just saying that's your opinion. I would just like to try to make some reasoning of why you have that perspective, because I don't agree with it. I thought that would be 100%, but that goes to show you the opportunity and chances for Christian Horner to come back are there, because it's people like that believe it's okay to have somebody like that in a team. To have somebody who conducts themselves like Christian Horner conducts himself in a team, that are willing to say, you know what, for the sake of performance, I'm okay with having a dirtbag lead the team, so long as that dirtbag is on my team, so long as that dirtbag has my back. The problem is when you got a dirtbag having your back, sometimes you turn around, that dirtbag done split because the situation done mandated that they split to save themselves. They're not worried about trying to save both of you or go down with you as well. They worried about their own hide. That's the problem with having a dirtbag have your back. So yeah, if Ferrari bring Christian Horner in, it will be a sad day of Ferrari, and it will be a confirming day of Ferrari that this Ferrari stint, it's all about the hype. 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 There are other options out there for Christian Horner other than Formula One, and this is where I go with the precincts. It's like at some point, it's like, hey, should this guy be in any type of discipline of motorsports racing? But I'm just going to tell you, it's probably going to happen. If Flavio can come back after that long stint, regardless, he shouldn't be back at all now. Christian Horner very well may be back in Formula One sooner than you know. So, big shout out to you all. Incredible Facts Quest says he's getting this ass ripped on YouTube. BBC, Sky, and others right now. He should be. Hey, but this is my problem, though. This is the problem, though, Incredible Facts Quest. Where were they before? We were already ripping him here. We were already ripping him here. Why didn't they rip him before? You want to know why? Because they had to sit and they had to wait to be comfortable until it was a unified decision that they was going to get rid of Christian Horner. Now it's safe for us to say this. Nah, that's not what we do here. What we do here is we on board with giving you the hot shit right there and right then. Right there and right then. If you break into my house, I am assuming that you are willing to kill me, and I'm going to give you hot lead right there and right then because I fear for my life. Because if you got the balls to break in my house, I believe wholeheartedly that you have the balls to kill me or somebody in my family, and I'm going to do what I need to do right there and then. I'm not going to wait to see and let the police come and investigate. Nah, hell no. You broke in my house. I assume you here to kill me, whoever you are. I'm laying it down. So yeah, they had to wait. And now they want to be on board with this when it's the cool thing to do. But we had already been on board with this. I had already been giving him the fire. We had already been talking about this. We've been on this way before any of them was willing to jump on board and say, yo, we got to smash this dude. Now y'all want to do it now that it's cool. Now y'all want to talk all the hype. I ain't giving them no credit for that. They going to do it and he need to get lit up, but I ain't giving them no credit for that. Because they had to wait until they felt safe to be on the right side of the fence. Anytime you got to wait to feel safe of being criticized by your bigger ups to be on the right side of the fence, I'm not giving you credit for that now. Any of the big channels. Whether that be the race, whether that be Sky Sports, Formula One, any of them. I'm not giving you credit for now being on the right side of the fence because you now feel like it's okay to talk about this man in such a way to not ruin your opportunities with a team or with Formula One. I'm not giving it to you. You late. You only willing to do it now because you might be safe. Nah. I'm okay with being wrong sometime. I apologize for that. I'm okay with being wrong. I'm okay with it. But what I ain't okay is when I see some shit that ain't shaking right and not calling it out. And that didn't shake right from the very beginning. So, hey, it is what it is. Christian Horner, I ain't going to lose no sleep about you being fired. I hope nobody else does, but it will be some people out there. We already know we got the Max Verstappen stand fans. Hey, Max can shit on a plate, put some powdered sugar on, they'll eat it and call it a powdered donut. Christian Horner goes right along with them. They're going to be some clowns out there with the BS. But hey, I'm cool with it. And Red Bull, I ain't mad. I hope they keep declining the performance. Ferrari, if you bring Christian Horner on, I hope you decline the performance. And I hope Lewis Hamilton got a clause in his contract where he's out on your ass. Because that'll be the worst decision that you can make right now in this era of Formula One going into the new era of regulations. Christian Horner ain't designing no cars. Adrian Newey left and Christian Horner evidently couldn't right that ship. Max Verstappen ain't writing the ship. They still in the top performing team in the car. So we'll see what happens with that. And with that being said, Wolfpack out. Christian Horner's out too. Peace and love. I'll see y'all later.